Okay, 3, 2. Welcome to the Friday morning show, a public affairs presentation at WKUL. I'm Ron Mosely, along with John Williams, who has got several hats that he loves to wear, but today he's going to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart, and that's young people. John, welcome to WKUL.
Ron, it is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Now, the thing is that we talk about young people. You know, they need guidance, they need instructions, but the parents can't be there all the time, can they?
That's right, Ron.
So we're going to talk about mentoring. What is mentoring?
Mentoring, Ron, is the idea of having someone who's farther along in their journey, whatever that is, in any walk in life, intentionally coming and helping someone that's behind them to make progress and avoid pitfalls and steps that may lead them down a wrong path.
Now, you know, it's like we said, parents can't be there the whole time, so what do we do? I mean, where do we find these people?
Right. Well, Ron, I'll tell you, in high schools in Coleman County and even beyond, as I've worked in the state of Tennessee and beyond even Tennessee with peer mentoring, we go into schools during instructional time and we identify students who meet the 6 pillars of character. And Ron, these are things like students who are trustworthy, they're caring, they're kind, they're compassionate, they're community and civic minded. Even that these are students, the mentors are students who they're either navigating high school very well the entire way, or they're students who, you know, that maybe at one point they got off track, Ron, but now they've gotten their lives back on track. And these students, they serve as mentors to help those who are coming up behind them.
You know, and that's a very important lead, too, simply because chances are the people that are doing the mentoring have been in the same situation the others were about to go into or were in at the time.
Well, that's exactly right, Ron. You know, they say that it's a really wise man who learns from the mistakes of others. So we go in, you know, right? Don't make your own mistakes. Try to learn from the mistakes
I can water in my own mud, okay?
Well, you know, I saw the giggle there, so I had to chime in on it. But yes, we go in and we work with the principals and guidance counselors, teachers, coaches. We utilize those resources to help us identify students who are going to make the best mentors. And I'll tell you, the program that we're doing here in Coleman County and beyond, even in Winston and Morgan County as the school year comes upon us now, Ron, we've got 5 schools that we're planning on serving as of today. Mm-hmm. That could increase here in the next couple of weeks before the school year gets started. But 5 schools we have what we call contracts or memorandums of understanding with that we're going to serve. Ron, we're looking to serve about 3,000 students overall. If my math's right, which I don't rely on that most of the time, but we're going to serve around 57% of students in Coleman County high schools.
Do you want to check your math? You have to check with Alexis over there. You want it?
Well, she looked at it before I printed it, so hopefully it's okay.
If she said it, you can go to the bank with it.
Hey, if Mama's happy, then I'm happy.
You know, the thing is that football, I played all kinds of sports in high school and in college.
Right,
okay?
yeah.
And there were always leaders on the field. There were always leaders on the court. There was always leaders in the classroom, too, you know?
That's exactly right.
And so, but I grew up where your parents taught you this is the way you do things.
Right.
And I hate to say this, but there are a lot of single parents out there that are trying to raise these children. And so this is where this program comes into effect. It's people that have older with more experience that can help guide these children.
Well, Ron, you know, I've shared part of my story with you before, and I grew up in a single-family home. My mom, she taught me how to weed eat, cut the grass, and wash dishes. And
you ever milk a cow?
I've helped a cow give birth before, but I've never milked one. So
it's hard to pull them in.
It was an experience you never forget, that's for sure. But Ron, you talk about we have leaders on the field and we have leaders in academics. Ron, what we have a shortage of today are leaders in character and leaders in integrity in our schools, and that's what we need. So we identify those students who are leading the way there. Let me tell you a short story real quick, Ron.
Absolutely.
One of our mentors from Hansville High School, and I'm going to call his name because we've spoken this and put it out there. His name's Jose. Awesome kid. First year mentoring of Hansville. It was one of the last football games of the season. Jose got into a little scuffle toward the end of the game and got himself ejected from the game. And the next week we came into mentoring. Of course, Jose's a mentor. He's one of the kids leading others. And he's got a group of guys that's with him in his group. And Jose comes to me and he says, John, I don't know what I should do. I got myself in a little bit of trouble at the last football game. It was public. Everybody saw it. People's talked about it at school. I don't know if I can be a mentor anymore or not. I said, well, Jose, what do you want to do about this? He says, well, I think I owe everyone an apology. And I had the microphone in my back pocket because we had about 150 kids in the gym there at Hansville High. And I said, well, Jose, you ready to apologize? And he looks at me and says, now? I said, why not? Now's better than ever. So I gave him the mic, and about 3 minutes later, after Jose apologized, his peers around him, the upperclassmen and the 9th grade students, would you believe that they gave that man a hand clap for apologizing?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, we broadcast that ball game, and our announcer said that's not the person that we really know, okay?
That's right.
And so,
right.
because things do happen.
Sure.
Things do happen. You got to, old Yogi Berra used to say, when you come to a fork in the road, you take it, okay?
That's right. Yeah.
So sometimes we take the wrong fork in the road temporarily until we get back on straight.
Right.
And once again, that's where good Christian ethics come into play too, okay?
We do. We are here in the Bible Belt. We are here in the South. We're probably in the buckle of the belt with Coleman. And I'll tell you, Ron, the way that we come into schools is we come under the idea of guidance counseling, and we come under the idea of character education. And it's those things that help us build and invest in the future. We want kids to be able to walk a straight path. Our mission statement for Life That Counts, Ron, is to help students make better decisions for healthy outcomes. That's what we're about. We want to help encourage students to make better decisions for healthy outcomes.
You were talking about character a while ago. Characters are not born; they're made.
That's right. Yeah.
And so morals are not born. You have a choice to make.
That's right.
And so, but this is a great program. How can people get involved in it, John Williams?
I'll tell you what, Ron, people can find us online at lifethatcounts.com as well. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the same, Life That Counts. It's the usernames there. Right now, of course, as we ramp up for this upcoming school year, Ron, we work really hard to keep costs low on the schools. We're only looking at between $6,000 to $8,000 per school to help run this. There's been some other investments, and will be some investments made by the county. Want to just thank Mr. Barnett, Shane Barnett, for that.
He's a good guy.
I'll tell
you what. A heck of a basketball player, too.
Well,
a football player, too. You know
Mr. Barnett's solid, and personally to me that was sort of an answered prayer. We know him. Our youngest son goes out to West Point Intermediate School, so I got to see Shane every day. I thank God that he's the guy in the office and running the show at the helm right now. In addition to that, Sheriff Gentry, from the rodeo that they did for or last December rather, their sheriff has been kind and gracious enough. He's going to give every school in the county, and I'm not going to say the amount because that's him and his business and between the schools, but he's gifting an amount to every school in the county. Just can't appreciate that more.
These resource officers that are in the school,
sure.
Those are very important. Those are great mentors,
That's right. That's right.
And it takes everybody working together. I'm not Hillary Clinton, but it does take everybody working together to help our children because we've been there. Chances are,
yes.
We have walked that road.
Right.
The old Indian saying, don't judge a person until you walked in his moccasins.
That's right.
So, but people need to get involved in it. And is there a phone number or something other than Facebook?
Check us out, lifethatcounts.com. There is a phone number and email as well. You can email me directly at john@lifethatcounts.com, John spelled John. You can reach us also by phone at 256-203-6815.
And you do return messages too. You return calls because I know.
We return them quick, Ron.
But listen, I want to thank you for your time. People need to get involved in this and share. And the important thing is these younger people need love and consideration, and listen to them talk. I did an interview with a doctor day before yesterday, a couple of days ago, and he said, do you know where your children are? Do you know where they are? Do you show them the love and respect? Because they want to talk, and they need some vent too, okay?
Well, I'll tell you, Ron, and I'm just going to piggyback off of that. One of the results that we've seen, because we're providing those things now for students on campus at Hansville High, over the last couple of years, we have seen their attendance go from dead last in the county to where they finished this past year at second in the county overall in attendance. In addition to that, Ron, discipline referrals have dropped something like 87% over 2 years. They went from right at 50 a month to 7 or less per month. I'm talking about every grade throughout the school. And you know what happens when kids attend school, right? Test scores go up. So we've seen that as well. So it has been an amazing privilege to watch this develop and unfold here in Coleman.
You know, my old football coach used to tell me to check your report card.
Right.
If you had a C, grab your ankles because it's going to cost you 2 licks, okay? He was a Bible teacher. He believed in sparing the rod and spoiling the players, you know?
Absolutely.
Hey, John Williams, I want to thank you for your time today. This has been interesting, and you're always welcome back anytime. You hear?
My pleasure, Ron. Thank you.